The dark truth behind Shane Dawson's canceled projects. This is Rich Lux, and let's take a deep dive into the cool waters of Shane Dawson.
I'm somebody who took jokes too far and was really stupid and inappropriate. So all of those apologies, if you accept that.
Shane Dawson's unreleased and canceled projects, exploring the reasons behind their cancellation and the impact they had on his career. You think you know Shane Dawson, but do you know the truth behind the darkest secrets in canceled projects? Get ready for a roller coaster ride of scandal, drama, and shocking revelations.
Showed up, and it was this epic Princess Peach dress, very much.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Okay, I am so excited.
Watching me for a while, then you know that I have done a lot of things in my past that I hate.
We're going to be talking about some of the projects, starting off with The Chair. The Chair was a reality competition show that Shane Dawson was in. He ended up winning $250,000. It's where they pin two filmmakers, one very advanced and one up and coming. Now, in my opinion, I felt like you're taking one really good basketball player that not that many people know about, and then you take a super celebrity and throw them in the mix and see who's gonna win. Well, by audience vote, Shane Dawson would win because he has more clout and people know of him. Whereas the other person is like, who? But let me roll you this clip to break it down even further.
I'm angry, actually. I'm angry. The fact that $850,000 got put into making something that was so egregiously offensive. And not only the material, but actually the fact that $850,000 was put into making that. It made me angry.
I didn't rewrite the original source material just like for the heck of it. I did so because I don't have an interest in telling a story that's inauthentic. It felt very much like by the numbers Hollywood, which is not an insult because that stuff sells and that stuff makes people a great living and people consume that and it's awesome.
I feel like he's blaming us for people not coming in to audition, and it's really the content of the script. It's really the low budget. It's the docudrama being filmed in conjunction.
The fact that he's an unknown director, the fact that he put himself in the lead, that was definitely an issue too.
I think he also needs to be realistic, or this film is not going to get made.
This show had so much impact on Shane Dawson's career.
I don't know. I'm gonna go.
Shane, stop it. You can't go. We have too much to do.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do this in my hotel.
Cool got a lot of really negative reviews.
Shane's movie got eviscerated in the critical landscape. I mean, absolutely destroyed.
One review said that if you enjoy my movie, you must be a sociopath.
That was in the Los Angeles Times.
For me, reviews don't really mean whether a movie is good. To have 5 middle-aged white dudes judge your movie, especially a teen comedy, not really the tell-all for how the movie is. I think there's a chance that you guys might actually get together again.
It's fine that you're saying Facebook. I just want to say it too many times.
Well, but she also said you Facebook stalked me.
I know, so we can use it, but say if the opening montage doesn't have Facebook and it's like generic, whatever.
Do you not understand what I'm saying?
I
she
do.
says Facebook
No, I do.
stalked
It's
me.
okay. It's okay.
Then why are you saying it's not okay if
Because
you say
she's saying it
twice?
so many times that
So
it's
we can
like...
only say it once?
So
then we either can say it or we can't.
No, that's not...
Do you understand what she's saying?
It's...
No, I don't either.
Just,
okay.
just the second one, the line.
Let's get to acting notes and not like word notes.
You like that?
Frankly, because how he handled it, the response, and I honestly feel like in that moment, he might have just been a little bit immature. Even though he may have been right, I feel like he should have just not said anything at all. I think that would have helped him more in the long run.
Did you buy that they could have been in a relationship before?
Sorry to bother you. You're gonna come back in to talk, right? I think you should. You don't want to hear what people say?
No, I don't want to hear like specific.
She's such a cartoon. I'm never gonna buy any version that he cares that she's gone.
What do you think's gonna happen if you go in and listen?
I don't need to. I don't need to hear the pick party stuff.
Right.
All that's fine. But to actually hear it, like, I don't need to
Okay. How long is it if you go from the top till we get to Scott and Tori?
24 minutes?
I think if we do a cut, just take that scene out. I honestly don't even think you're gonna miss it.
We can try.
We can try it.
I don't want to do that right now.
Why can't we do it right now? Cut.
That's why you're here for a couple days, and I just felt like after we watched it, I'd rather like be excited and talk about the movie, like just jumping into it being like, this is the problem.
No,
it's like,
but
well,
this is, can't not say anything. I'm not gonna sit here and just tell you like, it's done, it's ready to go. So
we've been working our off on this for it's awesome. I think it's really good. You're a note. They're gonna roll the tape back. It's gonna go back to him saying that the first 25 minutes doesn't work because Tori's not in it, and I'm gonna go to me saying, I think that I want to do it this way. That was the first note you went into. Was the one that you knew they were gonna use.
No, I don't, Jamie, because I'm not thinking about the TV show. Like, I haven't even thought about that since that day.
Literally, I was sitting here listening to every single laugh. I can tell you the level from 1 to 10 of each joke.
Was there any that didn't play?
Not really. I mean, the things I was nervous about were.
We have a movie that can still be better, but in the way that you envision it. Not about changing your vision. Do you see it as something that you still want to work on and make better?
And you guys, I'm really annoyed because I feel like I have not come across any less than a collaborative person. If you guys told me, like, hey, I think there's a lot of work to it, I'd be like, okay, great, let's do it.
You won't read the notes?
I want to see all the notes.
You said the opposite to me.
No,
you specifically told me that night, you guys are gonna send me the notes and I'm never gonna read them.
I mean, as a joke.
But it's been a week and you haven't read them either, so
I don't know where they are. Because I knew you guys were gonna come and say, hey, listen, this is the consensus from the cards.
That's different than reading them.
I'm supposed to read every single card?
I read every single one.
I'm interested to hear, like, specific things.
The one note from over half the people that wrote it on the cards was, the movie was too long, I had issues with the pacing.
What changes, if any?
Two little things. I wanted him to add a beat of the party bus with silence.
I agree.
So that's it?
Listen,
That's
I've
fine.
compromised a lot in this movie, but like, if I want one extra second, just let me have it.
No one's not letting you have it.
You shouldn't feel like I've compromised. I feel like you've learned and you've gotten notes.
There's certain things that I don't like that are still there. Like, I have definitely compromised.
You have final cut on this.
I feel like I've been very open to every note, every suggestion, everything. I've never like yelled at you guys that I don't know. Like, if I just want an extra beat somewhere, like, I feel like I deserve it at this point.
I've been yelled at for the.
But because it brought so much attention on him and the fact that he won, people started to dig up his past and they brought up some of his older videos, which then he made an apology video about at that time.
Hi. If you've been watching me for a while, then you know that I have done a lot of things in my past that I wish I could make go away, that I try to make go away by deleting videos or untagging my Instagram things or literally doing whatever I can to pretend like those things didn't happen. Because yes, I apologize for a lot of them, but I'm 31, almost 32. Those apologies suck. I don't know who that person is anymore. Every apology video I've ever made has been from fear. It's me sitting at home thinking the whole world hates me and crying and hyperventilating and then just turning on a webcam and just saying I'm sorry and then hoping people know I'm a good person and then it'll go away.
Ultimately, I felt like this really put Shane Dawson in a light of really doing what he wanted to do.
I'm gonna apologize for a lot of things that I've done or said in this video, and if you don't accept the apology, that is 100% okay. So I'm gonna start with all the racism that I put onto the internet as an adult, not a child. I was at least 20 when I started YouTube, and I made the decision to play stereotypes of black people or Asian people or Mexicans or pretty much every race. I made that decision. I said, oh, this is funny, and I put it on the internet.
And this whole video stemmed because so many of the Shane Dawson supporters were thinking that he was gonna come out with another movie anytime now.
I hate that person so much. That person was filled with sadness, filled with anger about their own issues, in the closet, constantly projecting on others, just like, I don't know, just that person is someone who I don't like seeing.
But it wasn't until just a few days ago, Shane Dawson on his podcast with his husband Rylan Adams and his brother and his videographer, Shane Dawson opened up and said that the project that he's been working on just got canceled.
I really wanted to go to the Super Mario World at Universal because it's open now, and they have like a Toad Cafe, and they have like a Mario Kart ride, and I saw a bunch of YouTubers there, so I was like, oh, I should reach out and ask if we can do a podcast there. But then I got scared that they were going to be like, well, we don't want to be associated with Shane, and then I'm like, wait, if Universal doesn't want to be associated with me, how am I ever going to make movies? So I didn't want to spiral. So as of now, we're just pretending like this whole month has been weird, and that was kind of just another addition to it. I feel like this year, as good as it is, I feel like I've been struggling with being in like a transitional phase, or like feeling like figuring out like, what am I doing with my life? What do I want to do? Right before Uno had a seizure, which put things in perspective, because it's what I'm about to say isn't that bad. But right before that, I had a phone call where basically this movie that I've been trying to make for 3 years, the people that were going to fund it just pulled the rug, and they were just like, never mind, do you want to sell bobbleheads? Like, it was very...
Do you want to sell bobbleheads?
Yes. Good luck to them. Bobblehead's very big right now.
Wait, what?
Nowhere. No, so this company, yeah, they kind of strung me along for a few years. It was brutal. It was pretty heart-wrenching, which is fine. Now it's like I have to just focus on getting it made a different way, putting some of my own money into it and figuring that out.
Maybe it's because it's all full circle that the people who wanted to fund it watched Shane Dawson's previous work. And I feel like because of how he handled it, and just because honestly, those people just dragged his name through the mud because they didn't win, I feel like we'll forever hold a backlash to Shane Dawson until he can really find an investor who can see past the BS and just really give him a shot. I think what people fail to understand is that when you make a movie, you fit into a niche of a genre. I see Shane Dawson making comedy, horror films. I do not see Shane Dawson making some deep, thought out, life-changing, becoming of age, something like, you know, like a very serious movie. I just don't see it. Like something like The Butler, Passion of the Christ. I don't think Shane Dawson would dabble into such serious roles like that, because him as a person is very playful and fun. And that's gonna reflect in the movies that he does. But if you want Shane Dawson to give you deep, impactful movies like that, you have to give him a chance to start and be able to build up to that eventually. And I feel like Shane Dawson, when it comes to his movies, people just don't give him the respect that he needs for it. Now, having met Shane Dawson in person, I'm gonna show you some clips that really open people's eyes to how Shane Dawson is when he's passionate about something. Ultimately, I feel like The Chair had controversies surrounding the show, including accusations of favoritism and even sabotage. Shane Dawson went on to make I Hate Myself the Musical in 2015. The musical was never produced, including financial issues and negative feedback from the public.
Why? He doesn't like paying for anything. He doesn't even buy you shampoo. Your hair has more grease dripping from it than a bucket of Popeyes.
Shane Dawson went on to make a movie called Not Cool, and there was some behind the scenes footage that not many people saw, and it went viral, and it really showed Shane Dawson in a way that we never saw him before. In this clip, he is so passionately about what he's saying.
There's a chance that you guys might actually get together again.
It's fine that you're saying Facebook. I just want to say it too many times.
Well, but she also said you Facebook stalked me.
I know, so we can use it, but say if the opening montage doesn't have Facebook and it's like generic, whatever.
Do you not understand what I'm saying?
I
She
do.
says Facebook
No, I do.
stalked
It's
me.
okay. It's okay.
Then why are you saying it's not okay if
Because
you say
she's saying it
twice?
so many times that
So
it's
we can
like...
only say it once?
So
then we either can say it or we can't.
No, that's not...
Do you understand what she's saying?
It's...
No, I don't either.
Just,
okay.
just the second one, the line.
Let's get to acting notes and not like...
That he's literally being very direct, and I think that in this moment he's not mad or upset or being rude. I can't help but to feel like that he's showing microaggressions of being passionate. And I feel like we all see Shane Dawson as a very likable, lovable character, but when he's passionate about something, he's very direct. And that's something that a lot of people, I feel, when they become successful or entrepreneurs, they have to understand that they have to almost play two sides. The nice guy, I have to put that aside and be very direct with you, because I mean business. And in this scene I'm gonna show you, Shane Dawson was being very direct and passionate about what he's saying, but so many people took it as him just being rude. Here we go, roll it.
About that since that day.
Literally, I was sitting here listening to every single laugh. I can tell you the level from 1 to 10 of each joke.
Was there any that didn't play?
Not really. I mean, the things I was nervous about were.
We have a movie that can still be better, but in the way that you envision it. Not about changing your vision. Do you see it as something that you still want to work on and make better?
You guys, I'm really annoyed because I feel like I have not come across any less than a collaborative person. If you guys told me, like, hey, I think there's a lot of work to it, I'd be like, okay, great, let's do it.
You won't read the notes?
I want to see all the notes.
You said the opposite to me.
No,
you specifically told me that night, you guys are gonna send me the notes and I'm never gonna read them.
I mean, as a joke.
But it's been a week and you haven't read them either, so I mean,
I don't know where the are. Because I knew you guys were going to come and say, hey, listen, this is the consensus from the cards.
That's different than reading them.
I'm supposed to read every single card?
I read every single one.
I'm interested to hear, like, specific things.
The one note from over half the people that wrote it on the cards was, the movie was too long, I had issues with the pacing.
What changes, if any?
Two little things. I wanted him to add a beat of the party bus with silence.
I agree.
So that's it?
Listen,
That's fine.
I've compromised a lot in this movie, but, like, if I want one extra second, just let me have it.
No one's not letting you have
You
it.
shouldn't feel like I've compromised. I feel like you've learned and you've gotten notes.
There's certain things that I don't like that are still there. Like, I have definitely compromised.
You have final cut on
I feel like I've been very open to every note, every suggestion, everything. I've never, like, yelled at you guys that I don't know. Like, if I just want an extra beat somewhere, like, I feel like I deserve it.
I can relate to that clip because there's many times where I feel what he's going through. Sometimes as a business owner, or you want to get things done and you have a vision for it and you're laser focused and nothing's going to get in the way of that, and ultimately you're going to get what you want when you put your foot down and you're very direct. Shane Dawson, in that clip, I can see how people can take it as him being crazy. Oh my God, he's belligerent, he's going off. But I feel like he was being a director and trying to use his words to get what he wants. And then there were so many critics over Not Cool. I feel like Not Cool really captured somewhat of an essence of Shane Dawson. On top of all the other short films he's done, it wasn't until he started to link up with Jeffree Star and release these mini docuseries about Jeffree Star, about Graveyard Girl, about Jake Paul, about Tana Mojo, and things of that nature, that really put him in the light, and he was doing something he actually loved. And it seems like every time Shane Dawson peaks, people just bring him down. I think that's just the way it is. Shane Dawson's lucky enough that I feel like he's peaked several different times in his career, where most people just peak once and that's it. All that to say this, when Shane Dawson ultimately hit a climax with the Shane Dawson docuseries, it brought up all the drama again. It's like every 2 or 3 years, his past comes to haunt him again. It seems like every time he finds an inkling of success, his past comes up to remind him, and social media starts all over again.
It's all Japanese. This pie is so good, monkey woman.
A rape joke is not that mean. It's like, what are you talking about? All drama. They just didn't want me to win, but fuck them, I won.
You did. We got a hot one right here. We got a hot one right here.
I am not a fucking pedophile.
What I find interesting is that every time he gets the ball rolling on a film project, it just seems to not go the way it's supposed to. And I always felt like man's rejection is God's protection. And he really shouldn't take it to heart when things don't go his way. I mean, I get it, he might be upset, but it ultimately could be saving him a lot more time and money in the future. Because the last docuseries he did with Jeffree Star, I felt like Shane Dawson was really excited to be back working with Jeffree Star, creating another palette and showing that. And Jeffree Star, in my opinion, watching it, they didn't really show much interest in doing another palette or like big series again with Jeffree Star. I kind of felt like Jeffree Star was just like, been there, done that. And it kind of just, I feel like kind of broke Shane Dawson's heart because he was ready to get in there and do it again.
Zoom that bitch and put her in a hefty bag.
Which then brings us to what Shane Dawson said on his recent podcast again, when he said that the company that he was working with for his next film basically wanted to dissolve contract.
This whole month has been weird, and that was kind of just another addition to it. I feel like this year, as good as it is, I feel like I've been struggling with being in like a transitional phase, or like feeling like figuring out like, what am I doing with my life? What do I want to do? Right before Uno had a seizure, which put things in perspective because it's what I'm about to say isn't that bad. But right before that, I had a phone call where basically this movie that I've been trying to make for 3 years, the people that were going to fund it just pulled the rug, and they were just like, never mind, do you want to sell bobbleheads? Like, it was very...
Do you want to sell bobbleheads?
Yes. Good luck to them. Bobblehead's very big right now.
Wait, what?
Nowhere. No, so this company, yeah, they kind of strung me along for a few years. It was brutal. It was pretty heart-wrenching, which is fine. Now it's like I have to just focus on getting it made a different way, putting some of my own money into it and figuring that out.
Ultimately, I think if Shane Dawson wants to do something, I feel like he's gonna have to just do it himself. He has so many people who will be willing to do things for him, like create music or even edit for him, even star in his films for free, because they believe in him. And it will be a really good underdog story to be like, look, I've been here, I've been making movies and short films, and people have just been shitting all over me every time I do it, and this one right here is gonna be a hit because it's from the heart, self-funded, and it's basically community-based from his own people. And I think that Shane Dawson could be onto something if he was to have this massive casting call where people could submit videos to be in his next project, and he could cycle through and pick and choose who he wants to be. I mean, Shane Dawson has such a all-star lineup cast of celebrity friends, influencers, who I think would be down to be in a Shane Dawson horror film. I almost feel like Shane Dawson's horror film would be something like The Conjuring mixed with The House of Wax, but all celebrity YouTube based, with so many cameos from different people that even if you don't like Shane Dawson, you're gonna tune in to watch your favorite YouTuber be in the Shane Dawson movie. And ultimately, I can see it being on Netflix. I can even see it being in select theaters if he wants it to go that way. But I feel like Shane Dawson needs to just really believe in himself and the fact that he could do movies. All the controversies aside and scandals that surround him when it comes to making these films, I don't know what it is. I almost feel like there's just this underground group in Hollywood who just don't want to see Shane Dawson succeed when it comes to his filmmaking needs. And I kind of feel like these really professional filmmakers kind of snub Shane Dawson because like, oh, he's just a YouTuber. And so maybe Shane Dawson should go and enter himself into a filmmaking school, document that whole thing, then make a movie. Like, it's just so much more. I want to juxtapose here because then you have somebody like Casey Neistat who makes amazing films, but they don't give Shane Dawson the same grace that they give Casey Neistat. Does that make sense? Even on YouTube myself, I've created 2 documentary films on YouTube over the art of drag. One of them is called Drag Houston. I even won an award for that documentary film, and it was something that I really wanted to do and I was passionate about at that time. So if you want to check out that, just type in Rich Lux Drag Houston. You can see that documentary film, it's on there. Give it a like and leave a comment if you want. All that to say this, I think that Shane Dawson should not give up on creating a movie. It's in his blood. He's made music videos, he's made movies, he's made short films, he's made documentary series. I think the next step is for him to do a horror film, whether it's community-based or he finds investors to help him out. I just think it needs to get done because it's the time to do it. Anyways, let me know what you think about all that in the comments down below. This is Rich Lux with the hottest celebrity news on YouTube.